Our verse today is Psalm 126, verse 6. He who goes out weeping, bearing the seed for sowing, shall come home with shouts of joy, bringing his sheaves with him. This psalm is an exciting and consoling psalm. The 6 verses can be divided into 2 parts. The psalm reminds us of the time of the Israelite exile. The first 3 verses describe what God did for the people in the past, delivering them from their captivity, delivering them from exile, bringing them back to their homeland. The last 3 verses ask God to restore their fortunes so that they may experience joy again. Now that they are in their homeland, may God give them joy. May they experience good fortune. Today's verse is the last verse of the psalm, and is such a consoling verse. He who goes out weeping, bearing the seed for sowing, shall come home with shouts of joy, bringing his sheaves with him. Let us break the verse into 2 parts. First, going out weeping and sowing. This part of the psalm refers to the planting season, when people cultivate the land and sow their seeds. It can be a difficult time, a time of strenuous work. Every profession or discipline demands hard work. The planting time is like a painful and challenging time of weeping. Considering that this psalm is set within the context of the return from exile, we can think about any suffering. Sometimes we experience tough moments that break or almost break us. And at times we cry secretly in the room or openly complain about our difficulties and challenges. They are never pleasant times, especially when we anticipate something that is not forthcoming. But the psalmist tells us there is always hope. When we look forward in hope to the time of reaping, then we know we cannot give up, because there is time of joy awaiting us. Hence, the second part of the psalm talks about returning home with sheaves and joy. At the time of reaping, the farmer comes back home rejoicing because of his produce. He can see the labor of his hands. There can be food on the table. His toil was not in vain. In the same way, when we receive what we long for, joy comes to us. When the Israelites returned from exile, that harrowing experience, they were filled with joy. What do we learn from this verse? First, the season of planting, the time of putting in hard work. It could be studies, work in the office, physical work in the farm, or any manual work. Is not easy. It can be difficult. Still, we must look with hope and not give up. Second, there could be challenges for us, like the people of Israel, when life seems upside down. Still, we must not lose hope. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Finally, the time of reaping our good deeds brings joy and happiness. However, we must not forget the hard work that went into it. Hard work can humble us and make us empathize with those who are suffering. We can remember that it was not easy for us, and so we can think about those who are suffering, who are going through pain. So when we begin to reap our joy, when we begin to reap the fruits of our labor, let us not forget that other people may not have reached where we are, and so we can think backward at what we went through, empathize with them, pray for them, and help them to also come up. Lord, be with us when life is tough. Never let us despair or give up hope. Amen. God bless you. Have a lovely day.